station master, shout a little louder. Puff, puff, toot, toot, off we go. Down by the station early in the morning. See the little popper bells all in a row. Hear the station master shout a little louder. Puff, puff, toot, toot, off we go again.
Hi, we're here in the Millbury, Massachusetts Public Library with Betsy Diamant Cohen, the creator of Mother Goose on the Loose, which is a wonderful program that's used for early childhood development. And Betsy has been doing a training for us and has just come out with this fabulous training, Mother Goose on the Loose, which has is really a handbook that will lead anybody who wants to work with the program through the steps that are necessary, and 3 fabulous CDs, which I'm going to ask her about in a little bit. Betsy, tell me more about the program.
Mother Goose on the Loose is an early literacy program for children from birth to age 2 or 3 with a parent or caregiver. It lasts for half an hour and it incorporates many activities that help build early literacy skills. It's a program that's used in public libraries and also in daycare centers as part of Circle Time.
And one of the things I was really impressed about when we had the training this morning was that you provided a lot of information about the development of the baby's brain. Can you tell us a little bit how this program works to support that?
Yes. Modern science has enabled us to see the way a brain develops. We can see that a child's brain becomes the heaviest between birth and age 2 because of all the different connections that are being made. We also find that children learn best in a warm, secure, loving environment, and that repetition and ritual are very important for development. Children learn best if there's movement, and so we've incorporated a lot of these principles into Mother Goose on the Loose. We create a safe environment with play, with laughter, with nurturing. There's ritual and repetition, there's language, social skills, turn-taking, all of these things put together into one incredibly fun half an hour.
Well, you could tell all the people that were participating in this program just absolutely loved it. We were down on the floor and doing the rhymes. Many of these books, for example, this is the Iona Opie, my very first Mother Goose. I think many of these books people would actually find in their libraries, right?
Yes.
And parents would be able to borrow them. This is also a program I noticed that you could use with fathers, right?
Yes, yes. Usually during the week we have females who come and, well, that's not true. We have some males too who come, so I shouldn't say that. On the weekend we've noticed a lot of fathers come. They welcome the opportunity to come with their young children.
And you've also, this could be used with daycare providers or au
Yes,
pairs.
it has been used as, well, we have nannies who come and au pairs, and it has been used as Circle Time in daycare centers as well.
So Circle Time is for the...
In a daycare center, in a nursery school, they usually have time when there's free play, and then they have something called Circle Time, which is when all the children sit together on the rug, and there's some kind of educational component. It also teaches the children to sit back and listen and respond to what the provider is saying, and so this really fits nicely into that framework.
I noticed also in the program this morning that you did some really fun things. For example, you started with the Eensy Weensy Spider, which is, I think, a rhyme that everybody knows, but then you got the Great Big Spider also doing that too. So there was a lot of humor in it, and you were saying that children really respond to that humor. They really like that.
Right. Too much repetition can be boring, so if you can do the repetition and then add an element of surprise, it makes it a lot of fun. The Eensy Weensy Spider. So, let's get all that. Can you see the illustration of the spider? Oh, well, normally I would have a paper clip so I could hold it up. So that's okay. Well, you don't need to hold it. I want you to do the Eensy Weensy Spider with me. Ready? Here we go. The Eensy Weensy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Itsy Witsy Spider went up the spout again. Thank you. I love it when you sing my song. It is so also, I want to mention a lot of this program is based on the work of Barbara Cass-Beggs. Barbara developed an approach called the Listen, Like, Learn approach. The idea is first you listen. From listening, you start to like something because it's familiar, and when you like it, you learn from it. But in addition, Barbara, as a wonderful musician, created a fair amount of the songs that we use, and they're songs that are just perfect for very young children. And I got the Eensy Weensy Spider and the Great Big Spider from her. She has a wonderful way of illustrating concepts by actually doing them. So for instance, we do a rhyme with two little dicky birds, and one is named soft, the other named loud. So it's a great way to act out the concepts.
You mentioned the scarves, you mentioned the musical instruments. I just happened to bring a flannel board figure. You use a flannel board figure with the children for many of the rhymes, and it's just amazing. You can use all kinds of things to create these little flannel board characters for the children, right?
Yes. Yes, I like the idea of emphasizing visual literacy as well. I find that many programs that talk about early literacy are usually speaking only about language, or maybe language and music, but they neglect visual literacy. Exposing children at a very young age to different textures, to different artistic styles through book illustration, through flannel board pieces, is a wonderful way of getting them comfortable with looking at the world around them and also appreciating visual experiences.
And what was wonderful was hearing the story, even of your own son, of when he started to participate in the program a number of years ago when you first learned about it, is that you could see from the very first session of the fourth session how he was actually changing, even though in the beginning he started to run around, but he was actually paying attention, right, to what was going on.
It is so much fun. We have kids who come and we reassure the parents it's okay, children this age don't sit perfectly still, and their child's running all around the room. It seems like they're not paying attention at all. And then suddenly, after they've been coming a few times, the child will sit and do exactly what they're supposed to do. And in the case of my son, it came to a leaning rhyme, and he started to lean before we got to the part where you're supposed to lean, which meant that all that time he'd been running around, he'd been listening to the words and connecting the words with the movements and able to anticipate what was going to happen.
It's exciting.
It's such a pleasure to see the children grow up. And even daycare centers who come, we see such a difference in the children's abilities to pay attention, to share, to take turns, and even their linguistic abilities from the beginning of the year to the end.
It's just a wonderful program. Well, you can tell I'm sold on it. So could you tell folks how they could get a hold of
Yes, this book is available through Neil Schumann Publishing, and it can be, they have a website, www.neal-schuman.com, or you can even do a Google search for Mother Goose on the Loose and find it through there.
And there are also some wonderful CDs. There's a CD that goes with the book, and then there's some extra songs that are available for purchase, right?
Right. This book, this CD is called More Songs and Rhymes for Mother Goose on the Loose. It includes extra songs and rhymes plus developmental tips that are not here. There is a CD that's part of the book, but if you want to get this CD and this CD together, then you might want this one. So the all-inclusive one is the green one, and just the More Songs and Rhymes that's a supplement to the book is the purple one. And then, since every time we go places, people ask, don't we have something for the families who are coming to the program? We've recorded this CD, which is over 120 songs, and it's Listen Like Learn with Mother Goose on the Loose. This has many of the songs by Barbara Cass-Beggs. It's only songs and rhymes. There are no developmental tips, so it's wonderful for listening to in the car or at home.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Betsy.